Welcome to the Daily Boogie.
Hillary Clinton shares tweet saying it's totally crazy to suggest FBI is anti-Trump. This is a study in straw manning. Nice little leather jacket there on old Hills. Looking cool like the Fonz. Looking very hip. Looking very 50s there. Is young Hillary. Ernie Banks, thanks for joining us. If it drops out, don't blame me. Blame the government. Hillary Clinton shared a tweet Thursday stating it's, quote, totally crazy to suggest the FBI opposed President Trump's candidacy and is now against his presidency since the Bureau, quote, helped sink Clinton's presidential campaign. Because the FBI hates Hillary Clinton. They helped sink her campaign. Do you see what's going on here? So we've literally... We've just come through all of these revelations about Peter's stroke and the FBI and, you know, Comey dismissing her without having an interview and the emails and the bias and all of that crap. All of that crap. And Hillary comes out and says, no, it's ridiculous to say that the FBI, which we'll get to that, it's not the all-encompassing thing, the FBI is against Trump because they caused me to lose the presidency. Don't you understand? The post from Harvard Law School professor Lawrence Tribe called Quest, encouraged fellow Twitter users to share this post about the alleged anti-Trump bias at the FBI if they agreed with him. Harvard Law School professors are now retweeting, saying, yeah, stick up for Hillary. Retweet if you agree it's totally crazy to suggest that the FBI, having helped sink Hillary Clinton's campaign by revealing that she was under investigation while concealing that Trump was being investigated, has secretly been anti-Trump all along, Tribe tweeted Wednesday night. But the issue here, it's like, this guy's a law professor, so he probably knows what a straw man is, because lawyers are very good at making them, you know, in order to get juries to believe certain things. But no one said it was like the FBI. They're pointing out various individuals who just so happen to be like involved in every major investigation in Clinton and Trump over the last 2 years. Like all of the major players involved in both ends of these two investigations, and just so happen to be working at the FBI. Nobody said it was the FBI. Like as an entity, as a group, as a collective. Yeah, well, was it the Russians? Maybe it was the Russians with the FBI. No, that would be colluding. Philly's back. Welcome back, Philly. Why haven't you applied for a Megan? Didn't I say that in the intro, guys? Didn't I say that? Remember I said there's always some idiot who comes in and says, why do you talk so much about America? And when I explained, you know, the Australian economy and how, you know, America is now trying to lure Australian business over there because they're lowering their taxes, forcing our governments to entertain the idea of lowering taxes. I know you just got here, but that doesn't mean I didn't predict it would happen. I didn't say it was going to be you. I just said some idiot. Just kidding. Or am I? By the way, Giovanni says you owe him money and then he'll unban you. He told me to tell you. Just so you know. Just so you know. Don't shoot the messenger. I know you're from Philadelphia, so please don't shoot the messenger. It should be second nature. Brotherly love. Trump has accused top FBI officials, including FBI Director Andrew McCabe and longtime FBI investigator Peter Strzok, of having an anti-Trump bias. Some congressional Republicans have also questioned whether the FBI remains unbiased and have condemned McCabe and Robert Mueller, the special counsel overseeing the investigation into Russian meddling. Meddling. When was meddling a crime? Do you know when meddling is a crime? in Scooby-Doo. That's when meddling's a crime. Every other time it's not a crime. I would have got away with it if it wasn't for you pesky Russians. Stroke worked on the FBI's probe into Clinton's use of a private email server and went on to work with Mueller on the Russian investigation. How cute. But Mueller removed Stroke from the investigation after he discovered the anti-Trump messages. Yes, after he got wind, like after they were maybe like at lunch one day, and he just happened to glance an eye over at Peter Stroke's phone and saw him being like, "Fuck Trump, lol," sending it to his mistress. That's when he was like, "Okay, enough." That was the straw that broke the camel's back, ladies and gentlemen. It's like, hey, you know, you've been involved at every angle. We know that you hate Trump. We know that you love Hillary. But this Trump sucks LOL stuff, that's the final straw. Ladies and gentlemen. This guy's got values. Trump and other Republicans have raised concerns about McCabe's impartiality because his wife Jill received campaign donations from a political action committee backed by Virginia Governor Terry McAuliffe, a Clinton ally. I'm sure he gave no other clues until that moment. Exactly. Exactly, Kimmy, because he's very crafty, I think. I think he's incredibly crafty, this chap. Nonetheless, we purge on. But again, it's just like it's an exercise in identifying a straw man. Suggest FBI is anti-Trump. No one suggested that. And as a general rule of thumb, when someone puts suggest in front of, what they're accusing you of saying, they're normally straw manning you. Not always. But, you can say these particular players in this investigation who happen to work for the FBI have demonstrated clear and demonstrable bias and conflict of interest in an area, the special counsel, which is supposed to be void of conflict of interest of all kind. That's why it fucking exists in the first place. And they have demonstrated conflict of interest. But if you're going to straw man someone, you say, suggest FBI is anti-Trump. No, that's really not. That's really not what's being suggested. Hills?
Back to the deep state drama at the FBI. I want to ask the following question of someone who knows the answer, and that is this. Is the FBI probe of leading politicians totally and hopelessly politicized? Come on in, please. James Carlstrom, former FBI Assistant Director. He's always had something to say about this. What do you got to say about it now?
Well, Stuart, for over a year and a half, I think, we've been talking about this sort of reverse crescendo. We started off with Jim Comey.
This guy's not a reliable source. Just the former FBI director who spent a career investigating the mafia. Yep, just a guy. So remember, if you go back to the start of the show, you have to always respect your intellectual elders, even when they suggest... see what I'm doing? even when they suggest that all farmers' markets are racist.
His crazy actions that I thought were outside the main of how the FBI should operate. And now we come to this, this focus on, the fifth estate that I've talked about, that includes multiplicities of people. Well, now we know it also includes a bunch of sycophants in the FBI, that were part of the Comey team.
Okay, bunch of sycophants in the FBI, part of the Comey team. Little bit different from FBI as anti-Trump. Just a touch, but we'll continue.
Apparently, and people in justice also, that I believe have exposure now for obstruction of justice. If by any chance Trump gets elected, which is a catastrophe in his mind, I don't know what his mind is thinking. Obama basically destroyed the country. Now you have a guy that wants to fix it. Okay, but anyway, if that's his thinking, and they were obviously, from the words that we saw, they're in Andy's office plotting some kind of thing. And I think that some kind of thing is what we're seeing right now. And we've seen for the last, ever since he's been elected, we've seen this facade and this phony challenge to Trump about collusion in Russia, which nothing could be further from the truth. All the collusions with the Democrats. And it's very, very depressing to the FBI.
Well,
the FBI agents, I mean, 99%,
exactly.
0.9, hard-working, patriotic guys that come to work and girls that come to work, you know, for the good of the country. And you've got this cabal of people. You know, you've got this deputy
does anyone
director
else, just
who
sorry,
should have been out.
Got to interrupt. Does anyone else have their pickle tickled by the word cabal? There is something esoterically sexy about the cabal. And it's always a negative. It's always a negative. So, you know, if you're talking about plots and schemes and wily plans, the people involved in this activity are generally form part of, if not the whole of, a cabal. Just say cabal. It's great fun. It's great fun. You know, I deserve a promotion, but there's a cabal at work who are just standing in my way. A greedy, seedy, insidious little cabal. There's a famous Indian singer named Kamal, and my theory is he's popular. He's very popular in Australia, if you've never heard of Kamal. My theory is he's popular because it sounds like cabal. Hello, my name is Kamal. That's what he sounds like. It's very he's like the Indian Barry White. Kamal. Yes, I am very Indian and I'm a very good singer, and my name is Kamal. Kamal.
Long time ago for his actions. And then you got Peter Strzok and who knows how many others. You know, and you got Comey with all the phony stuff that he did. And you know, but I think finally we're going to get to the end of this. But the big mystery here is the Justice Department. What is the Justice Department doing? What is the Attorney General of the United States doing? You know, it's too bad for Donald Trump, who's I've known for a long, long time. And with all his little things that he does that people don't like, his policies are what's going to bring the United States back, globally, in my view. Yet, you know, you have this huge storm of people that are just putting roadblock after roadblock. It's a mystery to me why he hasn't called over to the Attorney General and told the Attorney.
See, look, a lot of this stuff is kind of, you know, bluster, really. Like, he's making claims without presenting evidence to a point. But again, the main issue here is the same one that Gowdy highlighted. You know, we played the clip a couple of periscopes ago. The problem is that the whole point of a special counsel is to eliminate a perceived conflict of interest in the general public, so the general public doesn't lose confidence in the institutions and the processes of the United States government. So if there is a clear and demonstrable, demonstratable conflict of interest, then the whole purpose of the investigation itself ceases to exist. Now, I'm not buying into when people say, oh, well, if Donald Trump fires him, there's going to be protests. I would say that's completely irrelevant, because he's not going to fire him. Why would you? Why? It's generating such good press for the Trump team. The constant rolling little pop-ups, little flare-ups of bad news in regards to, judges have to recuse themselves, and you know, we have to sack investigators, and this lawyer's got ties to Clinton, and this one donated to that, and it's just a constant thing, week to week to week. Why would he fire him? I mean, this is good PR for the Trump people, as far as they're concerned. And if you don't think so, you just need to look at the polls that came out today, if you believe the polls, and if you're more on the Liberal side than you generally do. I'm not saying you should, but you generally do believe the polls if you're on the Liberal side, because you've been screaming about Trump's poor opinion polls for the last 12 months, and now he's at the exact same place that Barack Obama was after 1 year. So now what are you going to do? What big, you know, abstract damage is this Russia investigation doing to Donald Trump? Zero. Bubkiss, duck egg, bagel, if you're in New York. That's the issue here for the Democrats. They're flogging a dead horse.
Attorney General, give
politically
the oversight committees the documents they're looking for. Why is the Trump Justice Department not complying with subpoenas from the Justice Department that want to look into this thing.
Now, I want to summarize this. I want to be very clear about it. I have said, in my opinion, and it is an opinion, there is a cabal active within the FBI and the Justice Department, which hates Trump, which protected Hillary Clinton and tried to bring down Donald Trump. And that is an extraordinary story of interference in an American presidential election.
Isn't this interview different with music?
You're agreeing with me on this?
Oh, yeah, and we've been talking about this in different
yeah, but now it's out in the open. Now we're saying
without question, that's what it was.
It's a cabal, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, just like the whole so-called Clinton investigation was phony from the beginning. We've talked about that. No grand jury, giving witnesses immunity, putting all the subjects in one room at the same time. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, it's nuts what they did.
Look, James, I'm coming up on a hard break, but I want to ask this question. You've got 20 seconds. What's morale like in the FBI now?
It's not good, but I think...
What's the morale of the cabal? So there you go. You know, and like I said, this guy isn't just a pissant who's rolled out from under a rock and someone scratched his belly and he started lurching forward with opinions. It's called the American Constitution. I don't even know why. I don't even know why you posted that. That's why I love you. So yeah, make of that what you will. Let us know. If you disagree, Philly disagrees, but that's what Philly does, and we love him for it. Be a boring old time if everyone just agreed all the time. I tell you what, but the morale of the cabal is going down, I tend to think.